Studs. I'm glad you could join us. My name is Mark Carl. Let me explain, for those of you that are just tuning into the show for the first time, let me explain what we're trying to do here. We're trying to bring people together. It's as if we were painting, a giant fresco on the ceiling of life, depicting how wonderful it can be when two people get together. It's as if we're parting the Red Seas of despair to hook people into love. It's as if we are running the chariot race of love to unite the three ladies and the two guys over there who have been on blind dates. So let's meet them, shall we? Right next to me is Deborah Weissman, a 21-year-old casting assistant. Give Deborah a big hand. Next to Deborah is Brenda Christie, a 20-year-old assistant fashion designer. Welcome, Brenda. And way down at the end of the couch is Arlene Silver, a 20-year-old waitress. Welcome, Arlene. Arlene.
Yes.
You like being a waitress?
I love it.
What's the biggest tip you've ever gotten? Don't play in the street.
Don't come on Studs.
There you go. Okay. Sorry, I stepped on you there. Describe for me your perfect guy.
My perfect guy would be have the charm and wit of John Cusack and the sexiness and style of Matt Dillon.
Oh. Brenda, how about you? Describe your perfect guy for me.
Ambitious, tall, nice shoulders, and cute, fun. That about wraps it up. And a little bit rebellious.
A little bit. Fair enough. Deborah?
I'd have to say that mine would be, he has to have a very good sense of humor, adventurous, and funny. Very chiseled features. That's perfect.
All right, so let's meet John and Dan. Come on out. Dan, good to see you. Have a seat, guys. All right. Right next to... All right. Right next to me is John Fortston, a 23-year-old manager of a nightclub. Welcome, John. Glad to have you here. Give John a big hand. And next to him is Dan Hagedorn, a 23-year-old waiter. Welcome to the show, Dan. Good to have you here. The guy with the most heart to end the show will be crowned King Stud. You go on a date anywhere you want, whatever you want to do, send us the bill. Fair enough? Right. And we'll pay it.
Works for me.
All right, we're going to start with you, John. What do you notice first when you see a woman that you like?
I think pretty much I look at the face and just the aura that they just give off an aura around the face, you know, not like a hyper glow, but I mean something like, you know, there's something about them that just really clicks with me.
Okay,
Just
all
go
right.
with that.
So you see the aura and move on from there.
Exactly.
All right, we asked the ladies what they noticed about your looks and your aura, and here's what they said. One of them said, "He sucked me in with the power of his smile." Second lady said, "I wanted to do the backstroke through those beautiful brows." And the third lady said, "Oh my God, I got a date with Jughead."
Let's see. He sucked me in with the power of his smile. I would say that was Arlene.
No.
What'd you say, Arlene?
I said I wanted to do the backstroke through his beautiful brows.
Why?
Hey, those are nice, man.
Well, when he
Do you
came to
often
my...
swim in big pools of hair?
Not often. But when he came to my door, he had flowers, and first thing I saw was his eyes, and I just thought he had really nice eyes and nice manicured brows.
Do you manicure your brows?
Every day.
Okay, all right. Who actually got sucked in by the power of his smile? Brenda.
Brenda did. Because he had this beautiful welcome mat smile when I came to his place, and it just sucked me in.
Dan, you're a pretty good-looking guy. What do you think women like most about the way you look?
I think they like my eyes because they're very blue and very intense, and they can see a lot about me in them.
We asked them that same question, and here's what they told us. One of them said, "I could dive into his baby blues and never come up for air." See? Second lady said, "He's got the cutest little clown cheeks." Third lady said, "Hey, Buckwheat, I'm going out with Alfalfa."
Well, let's see. I would say I could dive into those baby blues and never come up for air as Arlene.
No.
Oh, Arlene.
I'm
knocked them both down. What'd you say?
I said, hey, buckwheat, I'm going out with the alfalfa.
You think he looks
Not
like...
bad, not bad. Because we're dancing. You know, he's getting kind of into it, and so his gel, or, you know, his hair was, and it just went up like alfalfa, so.
Who actually thought they wanted to dive into his baby blues? Of course,
I could
Brenda.
dive into his baby blues because his eyes are so beautiful. I just want to go swimming in them, and they're all blue and beautiful.
Uh-huh. Well, I could see swimming in eyes, but eyebrows, I would think when you'd go for air, you'd choke. All right, stick around. We're going to come back and find out more about our studettes and our studars. Don't go away. We're back. John. John, should the man always drive on a date?
Definitely, the man should always drive.
Why?
Because it's just the guy's duty to drive on the date, and plus, you know, that way, you know, you're always in control, and exactly, you know.
And she can't leave until you leave.
Exactly, she can never leave until you leave.
Right, okay. We asked the ladies how they felt while they were riding in your car with you, John, and they told us one of them said, I love a guy who keeps the pedal to the metal. Second lady said, one whiff of his seat, and I thought I was in a field of raspberries. And the third lady said, his car was so clean you could eat off his lug nuts.
Yeah, just had it detailed. Let's see. One whiff of his seat, and I thought I was in a field of raspberries. That's definitely Arlene.
Yes.
There you go. His car smelled like raspberries or just the seat?
Well, his whole car smelled like raspberries. As he said, he just got it detailed and it smelled really good, and I love raspberries.
By who, the Crunchberry Beast? Who cleans your car?
One of the Smurfs. I don't know.
Really? They're actually branching out. Yeah,
they are.
What'd you guys do on your date in the Raspberry Mobile?
We went to Magic Mountain.
Ah.
Very romantic.
Okay, it could be
No,
sometimes.
it was, I mean, it was a really long date, but I had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at Magic Mountain, and then we went to his house after. And he fed me, what was, noodles? Some kind of Oriental
stir
noodle.
fry?
Yeah, stir fry.
A little bit of stir
He's
fry.
very good. He's a good cook.
Good, all right. All right, I love a guy who keeps the pedal to the metal, or his car was so clean you could eat off his lug nuts.
I love a guy who keeps the pedal to the metal would be, yeah, Deborah.
There you go. Yeah? You like a guy who drives fast?
Yeah, very
Why?
fast. Because I've been living in the East Coast, and they drive like maniacs, and I'm very comfortable with someone who
Where are you
drives. I've been living in New York.
New York City? Mm-hmm. So what'd you guys do on your date?
We went out to a Chinese restaurant in Beverly Hills, and shared a plate of noodles.
You're quite the noodle man.
And then we went to a bar, and we played games of pool against people and won.
Really? All right, Dan, anything special you do on a date to show a woman a good time?
Well, I just like to, I like to make them feel comfortable, you know, with me, but I like to take them to a place that's a little bit maybe out of their scene or out of their crowd, that's just a little bit on the edge, a little dangerous.
All right, we asked them what they remembered most about their dates with you, Dan, and here's what they said. One of them said a few wild wiggles, and he started to sweat. Second lady says, I love a man who knows how to cut my pie. The third lady said, I loved what was poking out of his pants, and so did my roommate.
Well, I loved what was poking out of his pants, and so did my roommate, was probably Deborah.
There you go.
Well, we came back to my apartment, and my roommate was there, and I had asked him he's a Chippendale dancer, and I'd asked him what he wore during his show, and he showed me. And he was wearing these satin G-strings.
That's it. I mean, just a G-string. Nothing.
Do those things come with a change purse, or that's just...
Well, you got your assorted colors and you know, things.
What kind of underwear are you wearing right now?
None. Want to see?
No, I don't want to see it. Few wild wiggles Wiggles and he started to sweat, or I love a man who knows how to cut my pie.
Wiggles is probably Arlene.
Yes.
There you go. Oops, sorry. Yeah?
He took me to a club, and we went out to dinner at the club, and then we went dancing. He's a really good dancer. Being from
Obviously.
Chippendales and
Yeah.
all.
Was he doing some Chippendale steps while you were dancing?
He didn't take off any clothes, so
Were you stuffing bills down his pants at all or anything?
I wasn't watching.
Okay.
No.
All right, John.
Yes.
How do you know when it's time to be romantic on a date?
I can kind of get a sense, just the chemistry that's happening, you know, and you can kind of get a feel for what's going on back and forth. And,
If they're schmecking.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. We asked the ladies if there was any, and here's what they said. One of them said he wanted a meal, but I gave him a morsel. Second lady said one gentle kiss, and my heart started to flutter. And the third lady said he was Adam, and my body was his Garden of Eden.
He was Adam, and my body was a Garden of Eden. Arlene.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah?
Sounded good.
Well, we went to Magic Mountain, and then we went, to his house, and then he took me home.
How long were
And
you at his house?
about an hour.
Long enough.
Nothing happened there.
What happened at
Just
his house?
the noodles. Just the noodles. And then he took me home, and he walked me to my door, and he kissed me, and he's a really good kisser. It was like magic.
Just tell me why Garden of Eden. I don't get it.
Just, he was just rubbing my back and touching my face and feeling my hair.
What about the serpent?
There is no serpent.
No?
Well, I don't know. I didn't.
He wanted a meal, but I gave him a morsel or one gentle kiss, and my heart started to flutter.
He wanted a meal, and I gave him a morsel. Was Deborah.
There you go. What do you mean?
Well, the date was ending, and
Pretty romantic date up to this point?
we had a really good time. It wasn't very romantic as in passionate, but we had a very, very good time together. And he gave me a kiss, and I think he wanted a little more, and I was just more on the friendly side. So,
Did you want a little bit more?
but what he gave me was, if I'd gone further, it would have been good.
Did you want to go a little bit further?
Yeah, I think at that point I was up for a little bit more, but
Dan, how do you go about making the first romantic move on a date? How do you do that?
Well, I believe that guys should make the first move, and I also believe that you should never force yourself on anybody. You know, you just take it as far as they want and no more.
That's a hard line to
And,
draw
and so
from.
I usually just try to read it through their body signals and things like that, and then I just take it to that point, you know, depending upon how I feel about them.
Okay, all right. We asked the ladies if they were hip to your romantic moves, Dan, and here's what they told us. One of the ladies said, his hug was more powerful than the mighty Hercules. Not to be confused with Moses. Second lady said, I wanted him closer, but his clothes got in the way. And the third lady said, he held me so tight, his manly musk penetrated my every pore.
His hug was more powerful than the mighty Hercules, I think was Brenda.
There you go. All right, so how did your date with Dan end up, Brenda?
Well, after we went dancing, he took me back to my house and he just walked me to the door like a perfect gentleman and gave me this really big, nice hug. And I could tell it had like power behind it. It was like that kind of hug.
Was it a romantic date, more of a friendly, platonic kind of a thing?
Yeah, we totally got along great and we had so much to talk about. It was really excellent, but it was just a hug. We'll see you again sometime, kind of.
Okay, all right. I wanted him closer, but his clothes got in the way, or he held me so tight, his manly musk penetrated my every pore.
Gee, I'm gonna go for the manly musk pore thing. I will say Arlene.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, after we went dancing, we shortly went back to my house, and he walked me to my door, and so the sweat, manly, raw, and he hugged me and gave me a kiss. And so he was like Musk, manly.
Any schmecking?
Yeah, a little.
She a pretty good kisser, Dan?
Yeah. I mean, you know, Gee, now I'm on the spot. All right. Okay. What it is, you know, it was a fun date and it was a fun kiss and I enjoyed it.
Schmecking on your part?
I schmeck pretty.
Come on back and we're gonna find out which one of these guys is more like a telephone his grandmother every day. Hey, ladies, remember before the show we sat you down and you gave us some descriptions of these guys, you all thought the same thing about them? And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if they can guess who you're talking about when I ask them the question. All right, John? This is all according to ladies now. Who's most likely between the two of you to make a birthday cake for his girlfriend, you or Dan?
Ooh, I definitely have to say that would be me.
Okay, John says it's him. Ladies?
John!
There you go, right there. Yeah. Why, Brenda?
Because on our date, he made chicken enchiladas that were really good, and I figured if I was his girlfriend, it was my birthday, he'd probably make me a cake too.
Uh-huh. The enchilada cakes are actually very good.
Yeah,
With ranchera icing. Dan, who's most likely to telephone his grandmother every day?
Me, because I love my grandma.
Okay. Dan says it's him. Ladies?
Dan!
Of course. Why, Arlene?
Because when I called him, he was on the other line with his grandmother, and I thought that was real sweet.
Oh, that's nice.
He talks about her a lot, too.
That's good. John, who's most likely to flex in front of a mirror, you or Dan?
I'd say Dan.
Yeah?
Dan the man.
Dan the man?
Dan the man.
All right, John says Dan the man. Ladies?
John!
Why, Arlene?
Because when we're at his house, I saw him kind of checking himself out in the mirror.
What did he do?
Just kind of like, you know, his shirt was tucked in, so he's kind of like pulling it out. And
Uh-huh. Do women ever do that kind of stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Dan, who's most likely to take home a doggy bag, you or John?
Wow. Well, on one of the dates I did, so probably me.
He says it's him, ladies.
Dan!
Why, Brenda?
Because he did.
Yeah?
He said he'd eat it on his lunch the next day.
What kind of food?
We had a 3-cheese pizza. It was
very
excellent.
good.
Makes it
No
good.
sauce on it. It was just totally good. It was my first 3-cheese pizza. And there's a lot left over, and he's all, you want it? And I said, no. So I said, you can have it, and he took it home and said he'd eat it next day.
Makes a good cold pizza and warm Diet 7-Up make a great breakfast.
Well, here.
Trust me. Try it sometime. It wakes you up, that's for sure. John, who's most likely to use glow-in-the-dark condoms?
Watch yourself, my friend.
Well, since Dan's the G-string man, I'd have to say Dan.
Glow-in-the-dark G-strings, too, maybe.
Yeah,
We'll find
could
that out. John says it's Dan. He's pretty sure it's Dan. Ladies?
John!
Why would you say that, Deborah?
Well, he talked a lot about magic and that he liked magic, and I figured he might try a little magic in the bedroom.
Okay. You got to hold those things out in front of a light to charge them up for a while. You know that, don't you? Headlights work real well, from what I understand. Dan. High beams. Who's most likely to own mink-lined handcuffs, you or John?
I'm not kinky at all, so I'd have to say John.
Okay. Sounds reasonable to me. He says it's John. Ladies? Why, Deborah?
Well, I figured if he could wear silky G-strings when he's not performing, that he could have mink-lined handcuffs.
When he was performing.
Or not. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, stick around. When we come back, we're going to find out who is the bigger stud. Don't go away. Pretty close game. John's got 5, Dan's got 6. Anybody can win because it's double or nothing, guys. All the questions are over. Now just make a declarative statement. Declare who you'd like to date again, and if she declares that she wants to go out with you again, I do declare we'll give you a fantasy date and we'll pay for it. All right? So you start, John, because you're trailing.
All right, I'd say, well, Brenda had a really great time, but just didn't feel that chemistry there. So, Deborah, we had a really great time, and I mean, I definitely like to keep in touch, and but I just think that I'm gonna have to go with Arlene.
Arlene, all right. And if Arlene picks you, where are you guys going to go?
I think we're gonna go to Aspen in Colorado. Go up there, get a hot tub in the cold snow. You know, have a fire, something romantic and nice.
Okay, sounds pretty romantic. Dan, you're in the lead. You go next.
Don't want to go out with Arlene again. Wait, that sounds bad, but no. What it is, you know, I had a great time with her, but and we schmecked, but it was a matter of comparison, and I had a great time with Deborah, but I didn't get a chance to know her as well as I would have liked, and I just had a great time with Brenda because we had so much in common and we had so much fun.
So it's Brenda. All right. And if Brenda picks you, where are you guys going to go? What are you going to do?
Well, you know, Club Med is the anecdote for civilization, and I kind of like Club Med. I was thinking going down to Cabo, and surf sand.
Is there a Club Med in Cabo?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, great.
I hope so. Otherwise, we'll find
Build
another
one.
Club Med
All
and
right.
build one.
Sounds great. All right, now, Deborah, neither of the guys picked you, but did you have fun on the dates?
Oh yeah, I made like 2 good friends. I think I'll keep in touch with them.
Well, good. That's great. You know, you can never have enough friends. Would you show us who you picked, though, for now? Damn. Okay. All right. Now, John, you selected Arlene, right? Arlene, if you picked John, you could be off for a fabulous ski trip in Aspen. What's it going to be? John. Brenda. All right, Brenda. You picked Dan. You're off to the Cabo San Lucas Club Med, which I don't think there is one. Dan's going to build it for you.
Yes!
If not, these two are going to go to Aspen. What's it going to be? Oh! That means you're up. Way to go. My goodness. Probably saves him a lot of wear and tear on his construction tools. We'll see you next time on Stud Bar.